Hello, friends, families, lovers, what have you. It is the end of the month, which means it's time again to choose random books for the following month. The following month right now happens to be March. And here's the funny thing about March. I'm gone. I am not only out of town in March, I am out of the country for most of March. So today we're choosing these books strictly for the love of the game. If you are the kind of person who's going to be pissed off seeing me choose books out of here and then not reading them in March, I advise you to click away. We are doing this today for the love of the game and the love of the game only. We are doing this because it gives us some kind of excitement to pull little slips out of the jar. We are not doing this for anything that will or will not come after that. I already know what books I'm taking with me out of the country. Hopefully I can align those books, I think there's 5 or 6 of them, with the prompts I pull out of here. If not, I'm going to say the name of some random books, and maybe I will be able to get those in at the very end of the month, but probably not. So if you are not here for the love of the game, you are very free to leave. You are not allowed to get mad at me in the comments. Consider yourselves warned. Today we are doing this for fun, and only for fun. I'm gonna do my best with what we pull out of here, but there are absolutely no promises being made. Let's pull our first maybe fake book. B? Does it say B? Interesting. So nothing on the list. What starts with B that I'd be interested in trying to smush into the end of the month? What the f starts with B? For a book that starts with B, I am putting Blood Over Brighthaven on this list for March. I do not have the highest hopes for being able to fit this one in because this is over 500 pages. But I do have a question for you. I have the indie published version of this book. It has an unusual font to it, an unusual size. Someone who has maybe read both versions of this book, or anyone who knows for whatever reason, do I need to get the traditionally published version of this book? Are there huge differences between the two? I have put off reading this for so long because I'm nervous that I'm gonna get halfway through it and then find out that I should have gotten the traditionally published version and that I'm fucking up by reading the indie published. So someone please tell me so that I can move forward with this book and with my life. I'm gonna pull 7 books, even though I shouldn't because this might be fake. Give me something that I can put with something on my fucking list. What the f? What does that say? Mick S? Mick S. Mick S? Mick S. What did I mean? What did I mean? What did I mean? What does that mean? Mick, or is that a 5? No, that's an S. Mick, oh. Okay, Mick S means main character's name starts with S. Got it. Oh wow, good thing I made that as vague as f***ing possible. Let me do a little bit of digging. Hopefully I can fit this one with one of the books I'm actually gonna be reading. Oh thank f***ing God. One of the books I will be reading in March, 150%, is The Red Winter by Cameron Sullivan. If you have been a friend here on this channel for some time, you will know how obsessed I am with the legend of the Beast of Gévaudan. This book, The Red Winter by Cameron Sullivan, is about the Beast of Gévaudan. And it has a main character named Professor Sebastian Grave, and Sebastian does indeed start with an S. In 1785, Professor Sebastian Grave receives the news he fears the most. The terrible Beast of Gévaudan has returned, and the French countryside runs red in its wake. Sebastian knows the beast. A monster slayer with centuries of experience, he joined the hunt for the creature 20 years ago and watched it slaughter its way through a long and bloody winter. Even with the help of his indwelling demon Sarmodal, who takes payment in living hearts, it nearly cost him his life to bring the monster down. Now it's 20 years later, and his estranged lover, who shares a dark history with the beast and a terrible secret with Sebastian, shows back up. France teeters on the edge of a revolution. Sebastian's arcane activities have attracted the inquisitorial eye of the French clergy. This is also apparently a debut. Oh. Do I need to tell you what Blood Over Brighthaven is about? This is like everyone's favorite book of the last few years. I don't even know what it's about though, so I mean I've heard people talk about this 100 times and I know, okay, can I remember? A woman is the first person to be a woman and do something. I remember that. She's the first person who's allowed to do a thing as a woman doing the thing. So there was a lot of sexism, but I think that in her defeating sexism, she shows her classism, and she has to have an arc through the book of getting over her classism, right? Did any of that make sense? I'm sorry. A mad desire to achieve the impossible, to be the first woman ever admitted to the high magistracy, right? Oh, and then someone gives her a janitor instead of a qualified lab lab assistant, right? And she's looking down on him because he's a janitor. You know what this is. I don't, but I will soon. So Blood of a Brighthaven, and then just pretend that the Red Winter is on top of there, and I get to read my Beast of Gévaudan book. Up next. This is a fat one. Oh, that is long. What does that say? Something stars? Goodreads, oh, fucking hell. Goodreads chooses again? Okay. Goodreads chooses. Choose one from the first 3 5 stars that I see. Oh, that is not going to bode well for it lining up with something on my actual TBR. Okay, let's open Goodreads. God damn it. I always get one of these where I have to talk to Goodreads about it, and Goodreads never does me any good. So out of the first 3 5 stars that I see, I get to choose one. Allie. You actually started Game of Thrones? Holy shit. I forced my friend Allie to start watching Lost. Technically, she started on her own accord. I tried to convince her into watching A Night of the Seven Kingdoms because I'm in love with that show and everyone on it. And she insisted that she has to read all of the Game of Thrones books first. And so apparently she actually started reading. Jesus Christ, girl. Okay, well I need to catch up then. Wait, should that count? Should I put Game of Thrones? No. We're not doing that right now. We're not trying to put Game of Thrones. Stop. Shut it down. 4 stars. 4 stars. 5 stars. Oh, I don't own that. Okay, show me a 5-star that I own, please. 5 stars. Okay, the first option for me. Chanel gave The Witch's Heart, which is right here, 5 stars. So that's my first option. That was fun. This is gonna take quite a while. You know what? I'll come back when I have the other 2. I don't want to waste my camera space. Okay, folks, we have our winner. So after Chanel gave 5 stars to The Witch's Heart, Kalila gave 5 stars to Giovanni's Room. And then Peyton gave 5 stars to The Red Winter, the Beast of Gévaudan book that's already on my TBR for March. So I'm going to count that as the third one because no matter what, I'm going to pick Giovanni's Room. I've been wanting to read this for quite literally forever. The Witch's Heart can go back where she lives. Oh, my mom gave me this book. That's very cute. Giovanni's Room has a good, solid chance of me actually being able to get to it because it's only like 170 pages. So that was a great one to pop up just now. Thank you so much for your service. You're gonna go right... Oh. I always forget this part. Set in the 1950s Paris of American expats, liaisons, and violence, a young man finds himself caught between desire and conventional morality. With a sharp, probing imagination, James Baldwin's now classic narrative delves into the mystery of loving and creates a moving, highly controversial story of death and passion that reveals the unspoken complexities of the human heart. And if that's not a blurb, I don't know what is. Okay. We gotta do this fast. If I make it to 5 and I haven't been able to pull anything off of my list again, we're stopping at 5. Set in the future. I can do this, right? I can do this? Yes, I can do this. Where are you? For a book set in the future, I am going to be reading Glyph by Ali Smith, and this is one I am determined to read while I'm on my trip. I remember that the description for this was confusing. An uncertain near future, a story of new boundaries drawn between people daily, a not very brave new world. Add 2 children and a horse. From a Scottish word, meaning a transient moment, a shock, a faint glimpse, Glyph explores how and why we endeavor to make a mark on the world. In a time when Western industry wants to reduce us to algorithms and data, something easily categorizable and predictable, Smith shows us why our humanity, our individual complexities matter more than ever. All that I know about this book is that it's a casual, mild apocalypse book. It's like a near future dystopia in a very, very mild sense of the word, if I remember that correctly. And apparently the word glyph is Scottish. Isn't that so interesting? 3 more. We did it. We're on a good track so far. Let's hope that that can happen again. Okay. What? Alliteration. Alliteration. How do I make this work? Okay. I got this. Hold on. For alliteration, I will be reading As It Is in Heaven by Niall Williams. And if you notice, that's As It Is in Heaven. That's 3 I's in a row. That's alliteration. Niall Williams is a well-known Irish author. Isn't that very interesting? And this book is about a man content to let life pass him by. School teacher Stephen Griffin is about to experience a miracle, for a string quartet from Venice has arrived in County Clare, and with it, worldly and beautiful violinist Gabriella Castoldi, who inspires love in the awkward Stephen. Although the town's blind musician senses its coming, the greengrocer welcomes its sheer joy, and Stephen's ailing father fears its power, none could have foreseen how the magical force of passion would change not only Stephen's life, but in the most profound and startling ways, the lives of everyone around them. It's a tale of dreams, life, and love, set in County Clare in Ireland. Isn't that so interesting? I'm gonna pick 2 more because we're doing this really well. We can do this. Ooh, hello. Penultimately, we have author, what? Author you've read from before. Author you've read from before. I can't fit anything onto there from that. Okay, author I've read from before. That should be easy. Show me something. I know what I want to read. Whoa, bless me. For an author I have read from before and absolutely adored before. One of my favorite books that I've ever read. Where is it? There you are. This is How You Lose the Time War. One of the authors of that book, Amal El-Mohtar, came out with The River Has Roots last year, and I still haven't gotten to it because I'm a shitty, horrible person. And so I would like to try in the month of March to read The River Has Roots by Amal El-Mohtar so I can be less of a shitty, horrible person. In the small town of Thistleford, on the edge of Faery, the mysterious Hawthorne family tends the willow trees there. For as long as anyone can remember, the Hawthorns have paid tribute to the willow trees, honoring an ancient compact to sing to them and thanks for their magic. None, though, have taken up this calling more devotedly than the family's latest daughters, Esther and Isabel, who cherish each other as much as they cherish the trees. But when Esther rejects a forceful suitor in favor of a lover from the land of Faery, not only the sisters bond, but also their lives will be at risk. And this is a cool 130 pages. I fucking love a novella, and I could not be— oh, look at the cute little illustrations that go on the tops of some of the pages. I'll blur that out, don't worry. We have 1 more. We've done a really good job here, actually. Let's see what this last one is. Hopefully it can be one that I have on the list that I can match with the things. Come on, we can do this. You can do this. We're getting all the ones with lots of writing on them. That's gonna be right side up. Book, not even gonna try. Book already planned for a mother video. Thank you to all of the gods who heard me crying inside. I could say one out loud, but that's giving away something that I'm not supposed to give away because it's not mine to tell. The one that I can give away though, the one that I can tell you is Knock Knock Open Wide by Neil Sharpson. This is a book that I have, oh god, all of these books are books that I've been— oh no, don't look at my sweatpants. No, you're supposed to think that I'm fully dressed right now and not just dressed from the waist up. I'm not wearing sweatpants. I have a full outfit on right now. Anyway. What was I saying? I don't remember what I was saying. Knock Knock Open Wide is a horror book about driving home late one night. Etane Larkin finds a corpse on a pitch black road deep in the Irish countryside. Wow, that's so interesting. The Irish countryside. She takes the corpse to a remote farmhouse. So begins a night of unspeakable horror that will take her to the very brink of sanity. She will never speak of it again. 2 decades later, Betty Fitzpatrick, newly arrived at college in Dublin, which is in Ireland, which is so interesting. Anyway, she's already fallen in love with the drama society and the beautiful but troubling Aisling Mallon. As the relationship blossoms, Aisling goes to great lengths to keep Betty away from her family, especially her alcoholic mother Etane. But soon Betty learns about her lover's terrifying family history and Aisling's secret obsession. Aisling has become convinced that the horrors inflicted on her family are connected to a seemingly innocent children's TV show. Everyone in Ireland watched this show in their youth, but Aisling soon discovers that no one remembers it quite the same way, and only she seems to remember its star, a small black goat puppet who lives in a box and only comes out if you don't behave. They say he's never come out, almost never. When the door between the known and unknown opens, it can never close again. Yeah. And just like that, we have pulled, successfully, 7 slips out of this jar. I mean, moderately successfully. So if you need a little reminder, I chose a book that started with B, and I'm choosing Blood over Brighthaven, which honestly, this one may or may not happen. It probably won't. I pulled a main character whose name starts with S, and I'm gonna read The Red Winter by Cameron Sullivan, whose main character is Professor Sebastian something, something, something. I chose Goodreads Chooses. Choose one from the first 3 5-stars that you see, and the book I chose for that is Giovanni's Room by James Baldwin. I pulled a book set in the future, and for that I chose Glyph by Ali Smith. I pulled a book with an alliterative title, and for that I chose As It Is in Heaven by Niall Williams. I pulled an author you've read from before, and I chose The River Has Roots by Amal Motar. And for a book already planned for a video, I chose Knock Knock Open Wide by Neil Sharpson. And so those, plus The Red Winter, are apparently the books that I will be reading in March. I do hope that I've kept it a surprise where I may or may not be going. If you could glean the answer from the very, very subtle clues that I gave you, let me know. But otherwise, I think that's it. I have to go film this exact video, but for April, right now, because I won't be here in March, so I won't be here to film it for April. I'm gonna put a beanie and a different sweatshirt on, so like movie magic, it's gonna look different, but maybe cut this. Maybe don't get rid of the movie magic of it. Whatever. If you can hear me, if you can read the subtitles, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate the shit out of you. I hope that you are having a fantastic February so far. I hope you have, oh shit. I hope you have a great March. I have to pre-film all of my videos from March now in February. So you won't actually be seeing anything from March until April. So if you want to actually see where I'm going in March as I'm traveling in March, you have to come to Instagram. It's the same name. It's at McKenna Loves Content, but I'll put it here so you can look at it or screenshot it or whatever. So yeah, come hang out with me on Instagram. I take pretty pictures and I'm going somewhere really fun for 2.5 weeks. And I would love for you to internetly join me. Also, if any of you are still here right now, listening to the last few seconds and waiting for the bloopers, you're the real ones. And so I need you to tell me. I may or may not have been contacted by a company that may or may not do travel trips with creators and their friends on YouTube. Something like if a creator wanted to go to France and people wanted to sign up and go hang out with them and we all get to hang out together. And I want to do it and I want to say yes, but I do want to know if anyone would actually be interested in that. So I'm not naming any company names, but if traveling somewhere cool and beautiful and reading books together, and I'm also a professional photographer, so I'll take 40,000 photos of you while we're there. If that's something that does interest you, I just want to gauge it right now. So let me know. Also, my feelings won't be hurt if that's not something you're interested in. That's why I'm gauging the temperature on this right now, because I wouldn't want to sign up for this and then have no one sign up to come hang out, and then I would just be alone and that'd be very sad. So let me know. Also, let me shut the f up so I can go and film the next video. I think I already said my outro. I don't remember. I think that I did. I love you. Goodbye. Aisling has been for a main character whose name starts with, oh my god, for an